Aloha beautiful humans, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a different type of video. It's been a minute since I've done a hair tutorial, and since sew-in season is coming up, I really want to try to use all of the attachments to my Dyson. Today we're going to be using these two attachments to curl my hair, and this is the first time I'm doing it, so hopefully it turns out well, but we'll see how this goes. Typically, this is the only attachment that I use, and I use it to blow dry my hair, and then I'll go in with the hair straightener and curl my hair. However, since I've already blow dried my hair, I want to try and get curls with using as little heat as possible. To get my curls, typically I will go in with a hair straightener, and then I will put in these flexi rods. These are satin lined flexi rods. I just use jumbo flexi rods. These are a pack of 4. They're from Kitsch. After I curl my hair with the straightener, I'll use these overnight, and they give really good heatless curls. However, I want to try and get my curls to stay a little bit longer while applying less heat. Also, I'm trying to find a way to use less heat on my leave out and preserve the curls a little bit longer. My strategy for this is I'm going to go in first with the roller brush head. This is to straighten out the parts of my hair, especially closer to my roots, while also giving the blowout more body. And then I'm going to go in with the curling wand to give a little bit more of a defined curl. To set it all in place, I'm going to use these flexi rods. But the first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten my leave out. It's pretty much already straight, but I want to get it nice and sleek so we're not seeing any lines of demarcation. Before I run the hot comb through my leave out though, I'm going to use this Sexy Hair weatherproof humidity spray. This is my tried and true humidity spray. It works like a charm, holy grail item. So we're going to go in and just apply a light amount to that. Work it in. Then I'm going to go in with my Olaplex number 7 bonding oil. As you can probably tell, I use this so much, and typically you would not use an oil on your hair before you put heat on it. However, this also serves as a really good heat protectant. We're just going to use a very light amount, and then I'm just going to go ahead and go in and straighten around the perimeter of my hair. Since I sweat so much, I don't need it to be perfectly bone straight. I just need it to be straight enough. Typically, I wash my hair once a week, and the curls will last all week, even through my SoulCycle workouts. So if you're somebody who sweats for a living, or you're a gym girly and you're wondering, is this style sweat proof? Is it sweat safe? Yes. And I've already done a video about my sweat proof process, but if you missed that video, I will tag it in the comments. All right, my leave out is nice and straight, so let's get to it. Just a pro tip, if you have large hands like mine and your hands are always sliding down the barrel, it's very annoying. You're gonna put your head on backwards, so you're clicking it here, so it's locking in here and you're holding it. This probably won't make a difference because it is like a circular, we're going to be using the roller brush in a circular kind of way, but if I'm using this paddle brush head, it's really nice to reverse it so your hands are away from the buttons and your hands are not going to slide. Here's the moment of truth. I'm actually doing this for the first time. I've never used either of these heads before, so I'm really excited to give them a try. Plus, it is quite literally, this thing is so expensive, it is literally a waste of money and time to not be using all of the features this comes with. So let's give it a try. Okay, this is leaving like a nice little curl at the bottom. Okay, so maybe it's the way that I'm wrapping it, but I'm seeing some hair come out, so maybe I'll go in smaller sections, but overall it's leaving like a nice little curl, so not bad. I'm seeing a curl at the bottom, and the top of the hair, the roots do feel sleeker, so that is the desired goal. So we're gonna go all over my head and do this. I don't need the sections to be perfect this time around. I think I'm gonna use like go in with smaller sections obviously when we do the curls, but this first part, I think I'm gonna try to work with like bigger sections. I do like how sleek it is getting my roots. It's not leaving much of a curl at the body of my hair. I actually have seen people get like blowout bombshell curls from this, and I'm like, How is that possible? Because that's not what it is giving right now. I will say one of the perks of the Dyson is that it really does cut the amount of time it takes you to do your hair. It really does cut it in half. Like if you were thinking about investing in this and you're like, oh, do I want the splurge? I say absolutely go for the splurge. And I know the Sephora savings event, it's coming up next month, I believe. Be on the lookout and just get it then. Like don't go out and pay full price for it now. Like get it during the savings event. It is clearly a matter of technique because I don't know how people are getting bombshell curls with this. I mean, it's nice if you want to get your hair like straight-ish with maybe a little curl at the bottom and then intend on putting like satin rollers in it and then sleeping overnight to get a curl. But just a bombshell like in and of itself, I don't know how people are doing that. But again, it is very likely a technique thing. So I just got to work on my technique. So definitely it's giving like sleek already, and I definitely think this is going to make the curling process a little bit easier, or a lot easier. Let me see if I can actually like get a full body wrap around this. Hold on, let me go in with like smaller sections. Cut this in 4. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have made much of a difference on my leave out. I think my leave out, I'll probably just have to hand curl that separately, go in with the straightener. Yeah, it didn't do too much. Yeah, so for my leave out, I think I'm gonna go in with the regular hair straightener because it didn't really do much. The round brush, it didn't really do much as far as like curl it out, but for the rest of my hair, it got it nice and sleek. I see like just the slightest bit of curl, more so on this side than on this side. This is before the curl. So let's switch over to the curling wand and see if we can get a nice curl. See if we can get a nice curl going. Okay. Okay, lock it in. I think this is definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me. They have 2 different, I don't know if you can see it, hold on. They have 2 different settings, and I think it just like determines which way the airflow is going to go, either left or right. So I think I'm gonna keep it the way it was before, and if that doesn't work out, I'll switch it over. Let's put this back up. Take her for a spin. I think I'm definitely gonna work with smaller sections here. I think that'll make the difference. The first pass, I wasn't really trying to get it like get a curl going, or I was just trying to sleek the hair down to prepare it for the curls. But for this round, we're definitely going to work in smaller sections. Okay. Okay. So wait, do I have to curl it? Let me curl it in. Okay. Oh, okay, that's cute. Ah, let me try it again. Wait, how did I do that? Okay. Okay. All right. That wasn't bad at all. I'm gonna actually see if it makes a difference switching it over to here and then seeing what, if any, difference it makes at all on this side. It's gonna be such a learning curve for me. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I'm not liking it. I'm not disliking it, but if I know I can get like a base curl in, I don't even need it to be super tightly curled. As long as I can get a good base curl in and then put in the flexi rods, I think it's going to come out and make a difference. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. But overall, I'm kind of impressed. It wasn't as challenging of a learning curve as I thought it was going to be. And the app also, it shows you like different techniques that you can use. So that's helpful too. And it's like, did I ever think I would see a day where I would be using an app to do my hair? No, but here we are. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. For as expensive as it is, it better come with an app. Like it better come with all the things, honestly. So yeah, I'm not going to change the head on this side and see if it makes any difference. Yeah, I got a much better curl this time around. Okay, so I think I'm gonna keep the head on this side and maybe switch it on the other side. For my first time, it's not perfect, but this is kind of how it looks anyway when I use my hair straightener. So I'm getting about the same results, and I think I'm using probably less direct heat on my hair because this is venting the heat through. I do have it on the highest setting. However, my hair doesn't feel like it's burning, and I definitely don't smell anything weird like I typically do when I'm using the hair straightener. So I'm liking this already, if not for anything else, and the fact I'm not smelling my hair burning. So that's a win right there. So I'm going to finish the rest of this up, and then we're going to see the final results. This is also part of the reason why it is so important to be able to do your own hair, because no one can hit you with the "hey boo" text and destroy your entire day. It may not come out looking perfect or like you just walked out of a freaking photo shoot. However, it's going to be enough to get the job done. As I get the hang of this more, the better my curls are coming out. And for my first time, I'm actually not terribly disappointed with how this turned out. It definitely has a little bit of a learning curve, remembering which way to hold the barrel, and I'm still struggling with that. Also, I feel like the left side of my head, just like my nails, always comes out better than the right side. So this is definitely a learning curve, but it's not a steep learning curve. It's just like having to remember which side I'm curling on. Also, I think I'm going to try to get the curl closer to my head. Yeah. Yeah, you see that? The closer you get it to your head, the tighter the curl is going to be. So I think I have mastered the learning curve, and it only took me 20 minutes. Because it is cylindrical, when you place it down, it has the tendency to roll. And if that thing rolls off of the counter, falls on the floor and breaks, I'm going to be pissed. Although I'm still under the warranty. I always say the back of my head is none of my business, so I don't really care how it looks back there if I'm being 110% honest. All right, yeah, so once I flip it, I feel like I have a better sense of control, and the curls come out more evenly on each side. I would honestly say now the curls are probably coming out better on my right side than on my left side. Yeah, okay. So we got a little bit left to go. I will say this is taking longer than my normal process, but again, my hair does not smell burnt. So a win is a win. A win is a win. We'll take it. We'll take it. I am probably going to have to, I don't think the curlers, or I don't think well, let's see. We'll see if the wand works out really well on my leave out. We'll see. And then if not, we'll just use my straightener like I typically do to give it a little bit of a curl. This is what we have now, and honestly, I'm really not mad about this because, like I said, after all of this is done, I'm going to put the foam rollers in, and I think I'm going to get like a juicy, bouncy curl afterwards. It did take longer than it would have if I just used my straightener. However, I used less heat. My hair does not smell like straightener. You know, that kind of burny smell your hair can kind of get after you've used the straightener, even when you're using heat protectant. So I'm not mad about this. I would say I need to go back and work on my technique. But for the first time, I think this is a pretty good turnout. So let me see if this is gonna curl my leave out. Okay, this is the moment of truth. If it can get a curl in this 4B hair. Okay. I am legit so impressed right now. I was not expecting that to happen. I was fully prepared to pull out my hair straightener and have to curl this. Dyson. Okay, Dyson. Okay, Dyson. Okay, Dyson. Okay, Dyson. Okay, they've officially won me over. Officially won me over. Okay, let's finish this up. Let's finish this up. Seriously? Seriously? I may never use a hair straightener to curl my hair ever again. I may never use a hair straightener to curl my hair again. Dyson. Oh my God. Oh, let me just finish this out because my mind is officially blown. Officially blown. Oh my goodness. You have just retired my hair straightener. I've been using that hair straightener to curl my hair for, when did I go natural? Oh my God, this random hair in my mouth. When did I go natural? 2011. I've been using that hair straightener for the past 14 years, the same hair straightener to curl my hair. And Dyson, you have just retired that in 20 minutes. Yeah, yeah. It's just that good. This is the final result. This is before I'm gonna put it in the flexirod. This looks about the same as it would after I curl my hair with the straightener. I don't need it to be like perfectly curly because the flexirods are gonna do the vast majority of the work. But what I will say, the benefits to using the Dyson over my hair straightener is that I don't use as much heat. Yes, it does take a little bit longer. However, I don't use as much heat and my hair does not have that smell it typically gets when you straighten, when you curl your hair using a typical curling wand or the hair straightener. I am genuinely impressed. I will honestly say I'm also very impressed. I was able to get at my leave out. My hair is a mix of 4B and 4C. It's definitely tighter in the back than it is the front. However, I'm still pretty impressed. Next time I do this, I might just honestly skip this step and go straight to the curling. I don't think it was necessary to use the round brush head. I don't think it made much of a difference. So I'll probably just go straight to using the curling wand. And I will honestly say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. When they say they make things for 4B and 4C hair, I'm like, I don't know, but Dyson, y'all did your big one with this one. Y'all did your big one. This was my first time using this, so obviously I know what it is now. I know different techniques to use, so I don't think it'll take as long next time. And we got the hair that I typically would get if I was curling my hair with my straightener. So I'm not mad about this. I'm not mad about this. And I'm also finally happy that I can be using multiple heads of this Dyson Airwrap because it was very expensive. So let me know if you want a flexirod tutorial, how I do my flexirods, how I do my heatless curls. Drop down in the comments. Let me know if you've used the Dyson, what your experience with it has been like. Let me know if you want, again, a flexirod tutorial. I've done a video showing my sweat-proof hair process, but if you want an updated video, because I have added more products, let me know. Typically, I'll keep my flexirods on all night. However, I only kept these on for an hour, and how tight or loose your curls are going to be, how defined they're going to be, is going to depend on not only the duration of how long you keep the flexirods on, but also how tightly you wrap the curls, your hair against the flexirod. If you want tighter curls, wrap your hair tighter across your flexirods. If you want looser curls, you won't need to wrap as tightly. To make sure the flexirod stays in place and I also get a bit of a tighter curl, I will curl the flexirod down to where it's sitting right at my head. But some people don't wrap their flexirods as tightly. Really, it depends on how defined you want your curls to be. Because my flexirods are jumbo flexirods, they don't wrap as tightly against my leave out as I would like. So for my leave out, I use thermal ceramic rollers. After I take my rollers out, I use a wide tooth comb to gently comb through the curls. Mind you, this is only an hour after I put these in. Can you imagine how just voluminous they would look if I had slept on these all night? I absolutely love this look. This is a 10 out of 10. And now that I know how to use the Dyson Airwrap, especially the curler, my looks are about to eat. My hair is about to elevate. But that's just me. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace out.